Victoria Stadium Sports Hall was full of martial arts enthusiasts on Saturday as a course of international MMA and Jiu-jitsu was held. The children's course was held from 2 p.m, with the adults course following just after. The highlight of the event was the visit of MMA veteran and successful instructor Andy Walker, who is no newcomer to Gibraltar, as well as Scott Pooley, the current British Shock Awe Bantamweight champion. John went down on Saturday and spoke to Andy Walker about his most recent visit to the Rock, as well as what sort of background he can boast in the world of martial arts.
Well, Andy, not your first time on the Rock, and this time round you've brought MMA, which really is becoming a global phenomenon.
Yeah, it's been in the UK for since the early 90s, to be honest, and that's when I first dabbled in MMA. My background's always been jiu-jitsu, and mixed martial arts was started obviously from jiu-jitsu, so it gave me a fantastic foundation. What I basically found was the guys from raw disciplines, judo, karate, boxing, kickboxing, Thai boxing, they were all having a go at mixed martial arts, and because it was quite new into the country, people were having a lot of difficulty with it. So basically what I started is I started the MMA League in the UK, and now it's the biggest in Europe. And what it actually does is, for the guys what are on the mat today, it gives them a taste of what pro fighting or semi-pro fighting is like, basically. So we run the league around the country, and it is extremely popular. It's sell-out shows, every single event we've done. We get a lot of visitors from America, a lot of the UFC fighters, and they do a lot of seminars, courses, and they're bringing their skills, their techniques. And what we're doing here today is we're just showing Sensei Tony and the guys in the Bushido Academy what and how easy it is adaptable from Jiu-Jitsu to MMA. It's a very close link, it works, it's effective, and it's beautiful, and it really is a fantastic sport. It's the fastest growing sport in the world. Yes, it's male dominated, but we get a lot of ladies competing, and it's fantastic skills for them.
Well, just taking a look at your CV, you don't only do Jiu-Jitsu, there are a lot of other feathers in your cap.
Yeah, I've studied a lot of martial arts, judo, sambo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing, kickboxing, and again what I've basically done is just took small elements of that, brought them to MMA and jiu-jitsu, and just used them in an effective way, and the techniques I teach are effective, and the proof's in the pudding with Scott Pooley, who's, I've been teaching Scott since a young age, and now he's the current British champion.
And Tony, turning to you, how important is it on the start of the MMA ladder to bring someone like Andy out to Gibraltar?
Well, like Andy just explained, it's actually the pros on these grounds. I'm learning. The idea to bring Andy and Scott to Gibraltar to introduce the mixed martial arts is to get things the proper way. Professionally, properly guided, because many times they get the wrong impressions. He's saying just kick, it's all blood. It's not like that. I mean, there is a lot of rules, a lot of controls. It's a very, very multidisciplinary martial arts, and it's like as Andy says, I've got a background of judo and jiu-jitsu myself, many years experience. Was not allowed in jiu-jitsu, is allowed in mixed martial arts, so it gives us a very big advantage on that side.
Well, just touching there, Andy, on what Tony has said, lots of rules and regulations.
Well, that's it. It is an extremely safe sport. All the techniques we teach, they are tried and tested, but it's done in a safe environment. People do see the glorified sport on TV, and people love that term, cage fighting. It's not cage fighting, it's mixed martial arts. Now, we can compete on mats, we can compete in a ring or an octagon or a cage, as people like to refer to it, but there are rules, and we have to strictly adhere to them rules, and we do police them as well, so it is a safe sport.
And obviously starting with the juniors earlier this afternoon, how enthusiastic were they?
Oh, they were fantastic. That's why I keep coming back to Gibraltar. They are fantastic, and what I learn from these kids here, I do actually take back to the UK.
John also spoke to the reigning British MMA bantamweight champion, Scott Pooley, about his work with Andy Walker.
I just started training with him, and then he got me into mixed martial arts, and I don't think I'll ever leave him.
Well, that's always nice to say about your coach, and obviously you've won some awards over your recent career.
Yeah, I said just won the Shock Awe British title for bantamweights. I said we were always training for Andy, and we get put through our paces down the club, and hopefully we're looking to get on some bigger shows this year and try and build up the name and go international really.
How has it been in Gibraltar? How have you found the lads, their willingness, plus the youngsters earlier on today?
I've really enjoyed it because obviously mixed martial arts has just come into Gibraltar and there's a lot of interest. It's generated a lot of interest, and showing techniques, I can tell all the guys want to do it. It's not a case of me having to make them do it. They really want to be there. They really want to learn. And that's the ideal students really.
And what would be your ultimate aim in the next couple of years?
Obviously, the ultimate aim is always the UFC. I said I aim high. Just have to make sure I pick the right road to get there.